Hi everybody, it's Tatiana and it is Top 5 Wednesday. Top 5 Wednesday was created by Lainey over at Ginger Reads Lainey, and I will put the link to her channel as well as the link to the Goodreads group in the description box below if you are interested in checking that out. And the objective for this week is your top 5 most anticipated releases for the rest of the year. This is not something that I would normally be able to do, but for this one, even though this is something that I don't normally do, I'm actually able to participate in this objective because I have subscribed to Book Riot's YouTube channel as well as the podcast and a few other things. I'm pretty much on a Book Riot high. They're freaking awesome. If you haven't checked out their channel, I'll put the link to that in the description box below as well. Check them out. It's great. But because of Book Riot, I actually know of some books that are coming out later on in the year, and I know about books that are coming out before they are released, which is, it's not something that I normally pay attention to because I just haven't before. It's not even really that I have a big reason. I've just never been on, unless it's one of the authors that I communicate with on Facebook. It's just not something that I have previously had access to, information about books being released before they are released. But since joining the BookTube community and Twitter and Book Riot, I am privy to that information now, and I actually love it. So for the top 5 most anticipated releases for the rest of the year, a lot of them come out in like the next few months, so I don't have to wait that long to get them. These are actually in order this time, from the one I am looking forward to the least to the most. All 5 of these I'm looking forward to and want to read. It's just, of the 5, I want them in this order. At number 5 is Walk the Earth a Stranger by Rae Carson. This will be, whenever I read it, the first novel that I will have read by Rae Carson. And it takes place during the Gold Rush era in America. So it is, I guess, historical fiction. And it follows the story of a girl named Lee who has the ability to sense gold in the earth around her. And so as a result of that, she's a commodity, I guess, and she is kidnapped, and her power or something, everything ends up being taken away from her, and so she disguises herself as a boy and runs away and ends up in California. So that is pretty much what I know about it, and it just sounds really interesting. And I've been wanting to read something by Rae Carson, and I just hadn't got into the whole Girl of Fire and Thorns trilogy situation, so I figured start with something new. And that comes out September of this year. At number 4 is the 5th volume of Saga, which, as far as I'm aware, also comes out in September. So I'm not supposed to be buying any books. I'm supposed to be going to the library from this point on. If I haven't uploaded my most recent book haul, you'll see why when I upload that. But yeah, the library is supposed to be my bae. So I'm not supposed to be buying any books, but I will be buying Saga Volume 5 when that comes out in September. And if you're not familiar with the Saga graphic novel series, get on it because it's popular for a reason. It's really awesome. At number 3 is Until We Meet Again by Rae Carson, which from what I understand is supposed to be like a displaced time travel love story where a girl goes on vacation in Massachusetts with her family, and a guy shows up on their beach saying that it's his and that the year is 1925. And so she goes on this journey of discovery, trying to figure out where he's come from, what's going on, and that balloons into a whole nother adventure issue, whatever. So that, I'm into the whole time travel thing, if I haven't said that before. And that will be my first read by Renee Collins. I don't even know if she's written anything else, but I heard the premise of it and it sounded very interesting for me. Number 2 is Wolf by Wolf by Ryan Groudon, which comes out, I believe, in October. Yes. And it takes place in post-World War II Germany, where Hitler won. And that in itself is interesting to me because the world would be shit if Germany had won World War II. So that in itself interests me. And then it is the story of a survivor of a concentration camp who goes on a mission to hunt down and kill Hitler. And I do believe that there's some supernatural shape-shifting situation that goes on during it. But even if that isn't the case, Germany, post-World War II, Hitler, concentration camps, it's got me. And that's why it's at number 2. And at number 1 is Legacy of Kings by Eleanor Herman, which actually comes out next month in August. And I am thoroughly interested in this because it is a historical fiction novel that has been written by a historian. And it is her debut novel. And the comparisons that have been made is like Game of Thrones meets Alexander the Great. And Alexander the Great I know about. However, Game of Thrones I haven't read yet. So that isn't enough to pull me in to wanting to read it. What literally has piqued my interest is that it's a historical fiction novel that's written by a historian. And as much as I love historical fiction, and as much as historical fiction broadens my mind for the history, that the actual history that takes place in it or that's described in it, and how it helps me remember and research historical facts based on the things that happen in the story, the fact that this is written by somebody who has made their life's work as a historian, boom. That is like, yeah! So I am super duper excited for that. I have seen the cover of it. I actually like the cover of the ARC better than the cover of what's supposed to be released next month when the book is actually released. Just the simplicity of it, and that it looks just like it would be a nonfiction book. I think the art cover is more appealing to me, but you know, what do I know? So that I cannot wait for. And thankfully I don't have to wait long because it comes out next month. So that is all that I have for today. That was extremely long and I didn't intend for it to be that long. So I hope you all have a good weekend, whenever you see this video. Peace out.